Good evening, everyone. First off, a moment of silence because you probably noticed, but I'm not recording on my camcorder because my camcorder is dead. As soon as I press the record button, look what happens. Data error. Camcorder, you have served me well. This thing's at least 6-7 years old. It survived. So, thank you. But anyways, I've been wanting to make this video for over half a year, ever since I went to Beijing last summer. I thought I lost the notes for this video, but I found them. So, we're gonna make it. But before I begin, I just want to say that every country has their own different cultures. Just because one country does something different than yours doesn't necessarily make it wrong. It's just their way of doing things. Number one, you are a dumbass if you go to a touristy spot or a market area and you buy the souvenirs or the products that they're selling at you at the face value that they're sold as. Guys, no. That is the tourist rookie mistake in China. No. Prices are marked up so high to trap dumbasses, and you are not a dumbass. But there is a bartering culture in China. Learn the numbers in Chinese. All you have to do is learn the numbers from 1 through 10, 100, perhaps 1,000, and you know them all. You know them all. The number system in Chinese is super simple, super efficient. But yeah, China has a bartering culture. If they sell you something at 1,000, you start at 100. And if they're giving you a price that is just no, just say the 3 magic words. Tai gui le. That means too expensive, and then you walk away. You start walking away, and then they're like, oh, no, please come back. And then they'll give you a much more reasonable price. Those are the magic words, tai gui le. The second thing, 3 letters this time, VPN. Buy one. Don't download one, buy one. Why? Because Chinese internet is so restricted. It's a pain in the ass. I can't believe I didn't say this in the first video, but buy a VPN. It's not expensive. It's $15 or so a month. The one I use one called ExpressVPN. That'll allow you to use Facebook, YouTube, Google. All the banned websites will now be at the touch of your keyboards if you download a VPN, so you can stay in better touch with your family members that are across the other side of the world. Number 3, pedestrian etiquette. It's not here like in the States where the cars yield to the pedestrians. No. The pedestrians yield to the cars. You can't just walk the roads. You have to wait patiently, find an opening, and don't disturb anybody. It's like real life Frogger. I think I said in one of the videos. Number 4, check the AQI every morning. The Air Quality Index. Just so you know that you should limit your time outside, just in case the air is bad. Number 5, if you speak Chinese, it will be overestimated by both the people you're traveling with in a group, if you are in a group, and the locals. Especially the locals. They just don't expect a foreigner to come to their country and just speak Chinese. To them, it's mindfuck. Like, even if you say, "Oh, 你好, 请给我一杯咖啡, they will go like, "Oh, what the fuck?" It's like they saw a talking dog. And I also include the people that you're traveling with in a group because even if you took 1 month of Chinese, they expect you to be a miracle worker of sorts. When I went over the summer, I've studied for like 2 years, and when we went out in a group, they're like, hey, do this, order this, do this, say this, tell them that, ask him for that. And I'm like, I don't know all the words. Number 6, on a typical day on the streets, you will encounter things that you wouldn't normally see here in the United States. For starters, everybody and their mother and their dog smokes. Okay, I'm exaggerating, excuse me. But a lot of people smoke over there. You also see a lot of spitting on the streets, and every now and then you will see a child pissing on the road. Or not pissing on the road, but their parents will like hold them on top of like some bushes or something. And yeah, they'll just do their business there. Number 7. Also, how did I not say this in the other video? Learn how to use chopsticks. It's a must. There's rarely any silverware, especially in the rural, small family restaurants. No, 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 no. Learn chopsticks, or you will eat with your hands like a caveman. Number 8, say goodbye to political correctness. Yeah, millennials, we often get criticized for being too sensitive, too triggered, too politically correct, whatever. So if you are around my age and you go to China and someone says something that may come off as insensitive, do not take it personally. They were likely not trying to offend you. There's just no political correctness culture over there, and that's okay. I'm gonna use myself as an example. Um, when I told some guy who was sitting next to me who was like intrigued at me speaking Chinese to the waiter, he wanted to start a conversation with me. I wanted to know where I was from, so I said I'm from the United States, but my parents are Mexican. So he said, "Well, where's your big hat?" And it didn't offend me. I was just caught so off guard because I'm in Massachusetts right now. It's a liberal state. Nobody in a million years is gonna ask me that question. Are you kidding? So I was like, but like I saw his face. He had like a poking fun smile. So I said, oh, it was too big for the airplane. I had to leave it home. So yeah, if you are planning to go to China and you are sensitive to topic to statements and questions like that, this is your official trigger warning. So just keep that in mind. Number 9, this one's huge. Topics to avoid. Do not ever, ever, ever have a conversation about, besides the usual religion, politics, etc., do not bring up Tibet, Japan, Taiwan, and any sort of criticism of China, its places, or its government. Just to be on the safe side, do not talk about it. And finally, number 10, and this is actually warned to us by our advisor. Be very, very, very careful when you are dating. I'm not stopping you, but keep this in mind. China doesn't have a casual dating / hookup culture like there is here in the United States. If you, a foreigner, go to China and go on a first date, they won't just see it as a first date. In the back of their mind, they are considering the possibility of marriage. To quote one of my favorite China bloggers, C-Milk, Lawai86 is his username. If you date a Chinese woman for 1 year and she does not bring up the topic of marriage, there is something wrong. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how they do things over there, and it may or may not be compatible with a foreigner's views. I'm going to throw in a bonus. This was mentioned in the last video, but I should bring it up again because it's super, super important. If an attractive stranger goes up to you speaking English, wants to lure you somewhere, it's a trap. Don't do it. I go into further detail and an anecdote in the previous video, but yeah, don't do it. So there you go, 11 important things to know before you go to China. And I want to reiterate, this is not meant to be like some criticism. No. I respect the Chinese. I had a great time in China. I want to go again. China's a huge country. There's so many places. The people are great. They're so hospitable, so lovely. Not to mention the food. Oh, don't get me started. But yes, if you do go to China, just keep these things in the back of your mind. And I hope you have a great time as much as I did, if not better. Have a good one. Take care. 再见.